welcome to Dynamic Studies. So today is day 10 and we will discuss Unit 10 of Unit 10 of Paper Code 17 Management. The syllabus of Unit 10 is Entrepreneurship Development. Its concept, type, theory, process, developing entrepreneurship competency. Entrepreneurship, its concept, process, women entrepreneurship, um, rural entrepreneurship, innovation in business, type of innovation, creating, identifying opportunity, screening of business idea, business plan feasibility analysis, concept and process of technical, market and financial market, micro small scale industry in India, role of government in promotion SSI, sickness in small industry, reason and rehabilitation, institutional finance to small industry, financial institution commercial, banks, cooperative banks, micro finance. Let's get started. So, who is entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is someone who designs, launch, and runs a new business. Is a process of designing, launching, running a new business, which is often initially called a small business. The people who create business are called entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship has been described as capacity and willingness to develop, organize, manage a business venture along with any of its risks to make a profit. While definition of entrepreneurship typically focus on launching, running of businesses due to the risk high involved in launching a startup. The significant proportion of a startup business have to close due to lack of funding, bad decisions of business, an economic crisis, lack of market demand, or combination of all of these. The broader definition of this term can be the field of economics. It is usage entrepreneurship, an entity which has ability to find, act upon opportunities to translate invention or technologies into product or services. According to F. Ducker, in words of F. Ducker, definition of entrepreneur is the one who always search for change, responds to it, explore it as opportunity. Now let us discuss characteristics of entrepreneur. An entrepreneur brings about change in society. Entrepreneur improves the technology, product and society. Entrepreneur is action oriented, highly motivated individual who takes risk to achieve goal. Entrepreneur is created and result oriented. Entrepreneur accepts responsibility with enthusiasm and endurance. Entrepreneur is both thinker and doer. Entrepreneur can foresee the future. Entrepreneur is achievement oriented. Entrepreneur build new enterprises. Entrepreneur create capitals. Now, what are the skills required for an entrepreneur? Conceptual skills, technical skills, human relation skills, communication skill, diagnostic skill, decision making skills, marketing skills, project development skill, management skill, other skills like search skill, foreseeing, computation skill, delegation skill, organization skill. Let us discuss all these skills one by one. The conceptual skills refers to the ability to conceive new idea and product and the ability to think analytically. Then technical skill, knowledge of work and ability to apply the knowledge in practical world. Human relation skill, ability to handle people and to influence their behavior. Now communication skills, both written and oral communication skill with the ability to listen to others and receive information from them. Diagnostic skills are ability to understand problems or smell impending problems from visible symptoms. Decision making skills is an ability to make clear decision on merit of the case. Marketing skills is an ability to develop new product service to maintain its distinctiveness in competitive market. Now project development skills. This is ability to conceive the project, to know the stage through which he should go to establish it, the information which have to collect, the factor which have to consider is taking investment decision. Management skill is related to accounting and financing control, marketing, production, planning, inventory control, and to manage the people who work in the enterprise. And other skills include search skill, foreseeing, computation skill, delegation skill, or organization skills. Now, type of entrepreneur. Based on business, entrepreneurs are classified into various categories on the basis of type of business, on the basis of use of technology, and so on. So, based on type of business, there are three type of entrepreneur: trading entrepreneur, manufacturing entrepreneur, or agriculture. Trading entrepreneur undertake the trading activity. They procure the finished product from manufacturer and sell these to customer directly or through a retailer. These serves as middleman as wholesaler, dealer and retailer between manufacturer and customer. Now manufacturing entrepreneur manufacture product. They identify the needs of customer and then explore the resources and technology to be used. Manufacturing entrepreneur convert raw material into finished product. Agriculture entrepreneur is the one who undertake agriculture pursuit called agriculture entrepreneur. They cover a wide spectrum of agriculture activities like cultivation, marketing of agriculture product, irrigation, mechanization and technology. Now based on use of technology, technical entrepreneur, the entrepreneur who established and runs science and technology based industry are called technical entrepreneur. They use new and innovation method for production in their enterprise. Now non-technical entrepreneur, the entrepreneur who are not technical entrepreneur are non-technical entrepreneur. They are concerned with use of alternative and imitative method for marketing and distribution strategy. Now based on ownership, private entrepreneur, state entrepreneur, joint entrepreneur. A private entrepreneur is one who is an individual sets up to a business enterprise. He or she is the sole owner of enterprise and bear the entire risk involved in it. Now state entrepreneur is one when the trading or industrial venture is undertaken by the state or the government. Joint entrepreneur, when private entrepreneur or government jointly run a business enterprise, is called joint entrepreneur. Now, based on gender, man entrepreneur or woman entrepreneur. When a business enterprise are owned, managed, and controlled by men, these are called man entrepreneur. When these all things are controlled by female, then this is known as woman entrepreneur. In woman entrepreneur, a woman having minimum financial interest of 51% of capital and giving at least 51% of employment generated in a enterprise is of women. Now based on Clarence Stenhoff classification, Clarence Stenhoff in 1949, on the basis of his study of American agriculture, classified entrepreneur in manner that at initial stage of economic development, entrepreneurs have less initiative and drive, and as economic development proceeds, they become more innovative and enthusiastic. Based on this, he classified entrepreneur into four categories. First category is innovating entrepreneur. Innovating entrepreneur are one who introduce new goods, inaugurate new method of production, discover new market, reorganize the enterprise. Such entrepreneur can work only when a certain level of development is already achieved and people look forward to change and improvement. Now next category is imitative entrepreneur. They are characterized by readiness to adopt successful innovation inaugurated by innovative entrepreneur. Imitative entrepreneurs do not innovate the change themselves. They only imitate technique and technology innovated by others. They are also known as adoptive entrepreneurs. Now Fabian entrepreneur. Fabian entrepreneurs are characterized by very great caution and skepticism in experimenting any change in their enterprise. They imitate only when it becomes perfectly clear that failure to do so would result in loss of relative position in enterprise. They are shy and lazy. Now, drawn entrepreneur. They are characterized by refusal to adopt opportunity to make changes in production formula even at the cost of severely reduced return relative to other like producers. They may even suffer from losses, but they are not ready to make changes in their existing production method. Now, what is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is a process of designing, launching, running a new business, which is often initially a small business. The people who create this business are called entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship has been described as the capacity and willingness to develop, organize, manage a business venture along with any of its risk to make a profit. By definition of entrepreneurship typically focus on launching and running of a business. Due to high risk involved in launching a startup, a significant proportion of startup business have to close due to lack of funding, bad business decision, and economic crisis, lack of market demand, or combination of all of these. Entrepreneurship is the symbol of business determination and achievement. It is a philosophy of business and philosophy of life as well. This is the equation of entrepreneurship, that is entrepreneur plus enterprise makes the entrepreneurship. Now, according to A.H. Cole, entrepreneurship is a purposeful activity of an individual or a group of associate. Individual undertake to initiate, maintain, organize a profit-oriented business unit of production or distribution of economic goods and services. Entrepreneurship is a process. Entrepreneur is a person and enterprise is an object. Now let us discuss type of entrepreneurship. Small business entrepreneurship, scalable startup entrepreneurship, large company entrepreneurship, and social entrepreneurship. Small business are grocery stores, hairdresser, consultant, travel agent, internet commerce storefront, carpenters, plumbers, electricians. They are anyone who run his or her own business. They hire local employees or family. Most are barely profitable. they their definition of success is to feed the family and make a profit, not to take over an industry or build a big business. Now, scalable startup enterprise entrepreneurship. Scalable startup entrepreneurship. Uh, this entrepreneurs start a company knowing from day one that their vision could change the world. They attract investment from equally crazy financial investors, venture capitalists. They hire the best and brightest. Their job is to search for repeatable and scalable business model. Large company entrepreneurship. In this, large company have finite life cycle. Most grow through sustaining innovation. They offer new products that are variant around their core product. Large company size and culture make disruptive innovation extremely difficult to execute. Now, social entrepreneurship, they are innovators who focus on creating product service that solve social needs and problems. Unlike a scalable startup, their goal is to make the world better place. Entrepreneurship is an act of being an entrepreneur, the owner or the manager of business enterprise who by the risk and initiative attempt to make profit. Now, process of entrepreneurship development. Stage 1 is clear view of objective of a program. Stage 2 is selecting the potential target. Stage 3 identify the local talent and market. Stage 4 choosing the right location. Stage 5 tying up with institution. Stage 6 develop the entrepreneurship program as needed. Stage 7 analyze the result for future development. Let us discuss some theories of entrepreneurship. First one is Max Weber theory of social change. Emphasize on impact of religion. Max Weber advocate a sociological explanation for the growth of entrepreneurship in his theory of social change. He felt that religion had a profound influence on growth of entrepreneurship. The religious belief and ethical value associated with the society plays a vital role in it. Determining the entrepreneurial culture in his theory, a spirit of capitalism is the fundamental concept. Now, the uncertainty bearing theory of Knight. According to this theory, entrepreneurs earn pure profit for bearing uncertainty. The probability of uncertainty or non-insurable risk cannot be statistically estimated. Entrepreneurs undertake risk of varying degree according to their ability and inclination. The theory suggests that the more risk the nature of enterprise, the higher level of profit earned by the entrepreneur. Profit is a reward of entrepreneur for bearing uncertainty and risk. Hence, it should be a part of normal cost. So this is uncertainty bearing theory of Knight. The level of uncertainty can be reduced by applying the technique of consolidation. Now, Schumpeter's theory of innovation. Joseph Schumpeter pronounced the well-known innovative theory of entrepreneurship. He takes the case of capitalist closed economy, which is stationary equilibrium. He believed that entrepreneurs disturb the stationary circular flow of economy by introducing an innovation and takes the economy to new level of development. Innovation of entrepreneur responsible for rapid economic development of a country. He had assigned the role of innovator to entrepreneur who is not a man of ordinary managerial ability but one who introduces something entirely new. Innovation could involve any of the following like innovation of new product, innovation in nodal method or process of production, the opening up of new market, entrepreneur might find new source of supply of raw material, innovation in management. He had differentiated between invention and innovation. Inventor is one who invents new material and new method. The innovator is one who utilizes invention and discovery in order to make new combination. The theory of Frank Young emphasized on changes in group level pattern. It emphasized that entrepreneurial initiatives are conditioned by group level pattern. Young rejected the psychogenic interpretation of entrepreneurship. He considered the solitary groups responsible for building entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurial characteristics are observed in cluster, ethnic groups, occupational groups, groups with political orientation. The entrepreneur functions as a member of group. Frank Young deducted the group level pattern behavior exhibit the entrepreneur on the basis of his test known as thematic appreciation test on a group of entrepreneurs. Now, economic theory of entrepreneurship, G. F. Papanek and J. R. Harry were of the view that economic incentive is the main factor of influencing entrepreneurship activity. Economic gain spontaneously developed the willingness among the entrepreneur to undertake diverse entrepreneurial initiative. Entrepreneurship development and economic growth takes place whenever certain economic conditions are favorable. The Marquesan theory of economic theory. Marquesan theory is original synthesis of other approach. According to him, entrepreneur might be property developer, a small businessman, or just someone who knows how to turn a fast buck. There was no established economic theory of entrepreneur. Now, Kunkel theory emphasized on entrepreneurial supply. Joseph Kunkel has built up his theory on adaptable entrepreneurship supply. Now, Corcoran theory. Corcoran in his theory had tried to discuss Cochrane theory has tried to discuss the supply of entrepreneurship from sociological point of view. The entrepreneur represents a society model personality. Cochrane had suggested that cultural value of society, social expectations, role expectations play an important role in determination of supply of entrepreneur. Now, E. Hagen theory emphasizes on withdrawal of status respect. E. Hagen is in his theory had accredited the withdrawal of status respect of a group as a starting point for entrepreneurship development process. His theory viewed the entrepreneur as a troubleshooter who contribute to economic development. Hagen had suggested the event that could create as well as indicate withdrawal of status respect of social group. There are 4 possible reactions of withdrawal of status respect were related to 4 different personality types. The retreatist, the ritualist, the reformist or the innovators. Now, Liebenstein theory emphasized on X efficiency. The concept of X efficiency was introduced by Harvest Liebenstein, a noted economist, in 1966 in his article Trial Allocative Efficiency versus X efficiency. So, X efficiency refers to difference between optimal efficiency behavior of a business in theory and observed behavior in practice, which occur owing to different factors. X efficiency refers to effectiveness with which a given set of input are used to produce output. Now, M. Kirzner's view of entrepreneurship. His basic idea was spontaneous learning. Now, Baumel's view of entrepreneurship. His approach within the economy shows that entrepreneur is basically non-existent in a model of economy. He stated that the entrepreneur has been read out of the model because economic model are based on well-defined variable like output and price. Now, Peter Drucker view of entrepreneur. He said that entrepreneur is a unique agent of change. Drucker writes, entrepreneur always search for change, respond to it, and explore it as an opportunity. This question has been asked in exam. Now let us discuss what is entrepreneurial judo. Entrepreneurial organization engage in entrepreneurial judo when a competent with resource rich organization. Entrepreneurial judo is opportunity driven regardless of firm's resource constraint. Three key elements of entrepreneurial judo strategy are ability, flexibility, leverage. Drucker noted three situations where entrepreneurial judo may work best, namely in a rapidly changing environment, in a situation where a market leader may not find an opportunity worthwhile, in a situation where a market leader refuses to make their current product or the process obsolete or refuse to creatively destroy existing competency and construct new one. Entrepreneurial judo enables firms with limited resources to compete with established market leader. Hits them where they aren't. That is, an entrepreneurial judo hits the competitor in their weak area before competitors become aware of their competitive challenge. Developing entrepreneurial competency. The competency results in superior performance. This is exhibited by one's distinguished behavior in different situations. Popular Kaki Nanda experiment conducted by McLanders and Winter in 1969 has proved beyond doubt that entrepreneurial competency can be injected and developed in human mind through proper education and training. Competency finds expression in human behavior. Now, steps in developing entrepreneurial competency are competency identification and recognition. The first step involved in developing the entrepreneurial competency is to identify and recognize a set of competency required to effectively behave like an entrepreneur. The competency assessment. Here, the actual competency possession by entrepreneur are examining against the required set of competency to effectively behave or act like an entrepreneur. The competency mapping. Now, the actual competency possession by entrepreneur compare with the competency required to become a successful entrepreneur to ascertain the gap in entrepreneur competency of entrepreneur. This is called in the human resource training development lexicon as competency mapping. A popular performance tool used to map entrepreneur competency is based on skill to do or will to do chart. Now, development intervention. After understanding, internationalizing, practicing a particular behavior or competency, one needs to make an introspection of same in order to sharpen and strengthen one competency. This is called feedback. Now, what is entrepreneurship? The concept of entrepreneur is a person who focuses on innovation and creativity and who transforms a dream or idea into profitable venture by operating within the organizational environment. Entrepreneur by definition embody the same characteristic as entrepreneur. Conviction, passion and drive. If a company is supportive, the entrepreneur succeeded. When the organization is not, entrepreneurs usually fail or leave to start a new company. According to Gifford Pinchot, entrepreneur are extrapreneur within an organization. Established organization, they can be described as internal entrepreneur or entrepreneur external manager. Now, entrepreneur differ from entrepreneur is that Entrepreneur constantly must overcome barrier, negotiate obstacle and have opportunity to work with greater financial activities. Now entrepreneur process. It begins with new idea or innovation, then development, implementation and modification. Now let us discuss what is women entrepreneurship. Women entrepreneurship. Women entrepreneur. The Government of India has defined women entrepreneur based on women participation in equity employment of business enterprise. According to Government of India has defined women entrepreneur as enterprise owned controlled by women having minimum financial interest of 51% of capital and giving at least 51% of employment generated in enterprise to women. Women entrepreneur in India are broadly divided into following categories: affluent entrepreneur. Affluent women entrepreneurs are those women entrepreneurs who hail from rich family. They are the daughter and daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, wives of affluent people. The family support above type of entrepreneur carrying out their responsibility. Now pull factor. Women in town city take up entrepreneur as a challenge to do something new and to be economically independent. They belong to educated women who generally take up a small medium industry where risk is low. Under this category, women usually start service center, school, food catering center, restaurant or grocery shops. Push factor. There are some women entrepreneurs who accept entrepreneurial activity to overcome financial difficulties. The family situation forces them either to develop existing family business or to start new venture to improve the economic condition of family. A self-employed entrepreneur. Poor and very poor women in a village and town rely heavily on their own efforts for sustenance. They start tiny small enterprise like brooms making, wax candle making, providing tea and coffee to office, ironizing of clothing, knife work. Now rural entrepreneur. Women in rural area village start enterprise which needs least organizing skill, less risk. Now example is dairy product, pickle, fruit juice, papad, jaggery powder making. Main problem faced by women entrepreneurs are shortage of finance, shortage of raw material, inadequate marketing facility, lean competition, high cost of production, family responsibility and social attitude. Some of the government in scheme for government and for women entrepreneurship is Annapurna scheme, Stri Shakti package for women entrepreneurs, Bharatiya Mahila Bank business loan, Dena Shakti scheme, Udyogini scheme, Center Kalyani scheme, Mahila Udyan Nidhi scheme, Mudra Yojana scheme for women. Now rural entrepreneurship. Rural entrepreneurship are those who carry out entrepreneurship activity by establishing industrial and business unit in rural sector of economy. In other words, establishing industrial and business unit in rural area refer to rural entrepreneurship. According to KVIC, Khadi and Village Industry Commission, village industry of rural industry mean any industry located in rural area population of which does not exceed 10,000 or such other figure which produce any goods or render any service with or without use of power and in which the fixed capital investment per head of artisan and a worker does not exceed the 1,000 rupees. Type of rural industry or the village industry come under the following broad category. Agro-based industry like sugar industry, jaggery, oil processing from oil sheet, pickle, fruit juice, spices, dairy product. Forest-based industry like wood product, bamboo product, honey, coil industry making eating plants from leaves. Mineral-based industry like stone crushing, cement industry, red oxide making, textile industry like spinning, weaving, coloring, bleaching. Engineering and services like agriculture equipment, tractor, pump, concept, repair, etc. Now, innovation in business. Innovation is the process of making something new or doing something in a new way. In business, innovation also has to include concept of improvement. To innovation in business is not just to do something differently, but to do or make something better. Now, key step towards business innovation are conduct an analysis of trend in market environment, group customer wants, needs, and your competitors. Consulting with customer employees for ideas on improving process, product, service, both internally and externally. Find out more about connecting with customer for idea. Now seek advice. Use available resources such as business advisory, grant, assistance to drive innovation in business. This may include seeking intellectual property protection to commercialize your idea. Learn more about local collaboration, international collaboration with researchers. Be open to new ideas and adaptive to change. Develop a strategy through openness plan which promote innovation as a business process across entire business. Then train and empower your employee to think innovatively from top down. Models of innovation. Business innovation can be grouped in various categories or models. Some are self explanatory, such as product or process innovation. Other type, what they mean: business model innovation, the development and implementation of new unique concepts supporting an organization, financial viability, including mission. Innovation. First one is incremental innovation. Incremental innovation is most common form of innovation. It utilizes your existing technology, increase value to customer, feature design chance changes within your existing market. Almost all companies engage in incremental innovation in one form or other. Examples include adding new feature to existing product or service, even removing feature value through simplification. Now, disruptive innovation. Disruptive innovation, also known as stealth innovation, involve applying new technology processes to your company current market. It's stealth in nature since newer tech will often be inferior to existing market technology. Next one is architectural innovation. Architectural innovation is simply taking the lessons, skills, overall technology, applying them within the different market. Then radical innovation, it gives birth to new technology. Now let's talk about innovation opportunity. Innovative opportunity is here defined as possibility to realize a potential economic value inherent in new combination of resources, market need emerging from changing scientifically or technological knowledge base. The seven sources of innovative opportunity were listed by Peter Drucker in his book Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Now let us discuss industry and market disparities. Industry and market disparity describes situation when the current supply for something does not meet the demand. There are times when companies are not accustomed to provide things that people really desire. They can thrive if you figure out how to give people what they truly want in these situations. The unexpected opportunity frequently comes from unexpected source and incongruities. Incongruity describe inconsistency between customer desire and what a business believe the customer desire. Then process vulnerability. Drucker face process vulnerability simply describe any gap in a way things happen. Then demographic shift. Intelligent company pay attention to change demographic competency continuously. Then change in perception. Then new knowledge. Now business plan and feasibility. Business plan and feasibility study is also about business idea, viability, business plan, deal with business growth plan and sustainability. Now market analysis. A market analysis study the attractiveness and dynamics of a special market within a special industry. So for this purpose, we do SWOT analysis of a company. Market analysis consists of four parts: industry overview, target market, competition, then price forecasting. Then financial analysis. In financial analysis is the process of reviewing, analyzing the company financial statement to make better economic decision. Procedure of financial statement analysis are objective of analysis, decide the extent of analysis, scope of analysis, going through the financial statement, then pooling of relevant data, then rearrangement of financial data, then understanding, then classification, then analysis and interpretation and conclusion, then report formation. Now technical analysis. In technical feasibility, the following issues are taken in consideration: whether the required technology is available or not, whether required resources are available, manpower, programmer, tester, debugger, software and hardware. Once the technical feasibility is established, it is important to consider monetary factor also, since it might happen that developing a particular system may be technically possible, but it may require huge investment, benefit may be less. Now, micro and small scale industry in India. In accordance with provision of Micro Small Medium Enterprise Development MSMED Act 2006, micro small medium enterprise are classified into two classes: manufacturing enterprise, the enterprise engaged in manufacturing or production of goods pertaining to any industry specified in first schedule in Industry Development and Regulation Act 1951, or employing plant and machinery in the process of value addition to the final product having distinct name and character or use. The manufacturing enterprise is defined in terms of investment in plant and machinery. Second, service enterprise. The enterprise engaged in providing, rendering, or service are defined as investment opportunity. Union Cabinet recently approved a proposal to redefine micro, small, medium enterprise based on their annual revenue, replacing the current definition that rely on self-declaration investment on plant and machinery. What are the characteristics of small-scale industries? First one is ownership. Ownership of a small scale unit in which one individual is sole proprietorship. Then management and control. Then area of operation, technology, gestation period, flexibility, resources, and dispersal of unit. Now, what are the role of government in promotion of SSI? Government create incentive for risk capital, established policies and program. It also establishes incentive for small and large business to co-innovate together. It encourages entrepreneurs to invest in research and development, eliminate negative incentives such as US government AMT, build leverage into innovation program. The central government has notified Public Procurement Order 2012, which make it mandatory for central agency to produce 20% of their purchase for MSME. Now, what are the importance of a scheme of Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise? First one is Khadi Reform Development Program, ADB Assistance, Department of Economic Affairs, Ministry of Finance has tied up financial aid from Asian Development Bank among to US $150 million over a period of 3 years for implementing a comprehensive Khadi reform program worked out in consultation with ADB and KVIC. Then market promotion and development assistance, scheme for fund of regeneration and training, Korodayan, scheme for promotion of innovation and rural industry entrepreneurship, National Manufacturing Competency Program, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, Interest Subsidiability Eligibility Certificate for Khadi and Polyester, Credit Support Program, Rajiv Gandhi Udyamini Mitra Yojana, Technology upgradation of a scheme of micro and small medium enterprise. Objective of scheme: sensitize and encourage the manufacturing MSME sector, create awareness and encourage MSME, to provide financial assistance to them, to provide subsidy to MSME. There are some national institutes which were developed for MSME purposes, and the important training institute under Ministry of MSME are Central Tool Room and Training Center, Bhubaneswar; Indo-Danish Tool Room, Jamshedpur; Central Tool Room Training Center, Kolkata. Now, sickness in a small industry. Industrial sickness is defined all over the world as industrial company being a company registered for not less than 5 years, which has at the end of any financial year accumulated loss equal to exceeding its entire net worth, and has also suffered cash losses in such financial year. Micro and small enterprise, as defined in MSMED Act 2000, may be said to have SIC if any of the borrower account or enterprise remain NPA for 3 months or more, or there is an erosion in net worth due to accumulated losses in extent of 50% of its net worth during previous accounting year. Tewanian Committee on Industrial Sickness. The Reserve Bank of India was entrusted with the task of monitoring and managing the problem of industrial sickness in economy. RBI initiated the several steps constitute a study of group known as Tandon Committee 1975. Again in 1976, RBI constituted a new committee known as H. N. Ray Committee to study such measures of mitigation of the problem of industrial sickness. Now, reconstruction of BIFR was created in 1987 for determining prevention, ameliation, or redressing. Now, cause of industrial sickness: inadequate working capacity, non-availability of credit, poor obstacle technology, marketing problem, inadequate power supply, labor problem, poor management, globalization, dispute among partner, over ambitious project. Now, remedial measure to overcome sickness. Some of the remedial measure to curb and overcome sickness in industrial are: identify the sickness as initial level, financial assistance, increase working capital limit, strengthen the mechanism for discounting bill, reduce rate of interest, liquidation training and rehabilitation. Timely adequate assistance of MSE and rehabilitation affairs should begin on a proactive basis. The Sikh Industry Company Act. It was a key piece of legislation dealing with issue of rampant industrial sickness in India. SICA was enacted in India to detect sick or potentially sick company owing industry undertaken and their revival, if possible, their closure. If not, this measure was taken to release investment locked up in sick company for productive use elsewhere. An important SICA provision was established: two quasi-judicial body, the Board for Industrial and Financial Reconstruction and the Appellate Authority for Industrial and Financial Reconstruction. BIFR was set up as an apex board to spread hard handling the industrial sickness issue. AAIFR was set up to hear appeal against BIFR orders. Now, institutional finance to small industry. Some of the important institutes financing small industries are: SIGBI, Small Industrial Development Bank of India. The Government of India set up a Small Industrial Development Bank of India under a special Act of Parliament in 1989 as a wholly owned subsidiary of India. The bank commenced in April 2, 1990. Then commercial banks. The scheduled commercial bank in a country comprises State Bank of India, Associate Bank, Nationalized Bank. For a long period, they help the MSME. Then regional rural banks. It provides institutional credit to farmer artisans in rural area. Initially, 5 regional rural banks were set up on October 9, 1975. And then cooperative bank. They combined advantage of private ownership and public ownership both. Now, State Financial Corporation. The Government of India passed State Financial Corporation Act in 1951, made it applicable to all states that authorize capital of State Financial Institute Corporation in field of estate is 50 lakh rupee and 5 crore divided into share equal value were taken respective state government. Now, State Industrial Development Corporation, this was set up under Company Act 1956. The objective was to promote and develop medium and large industry in respect of our state territories. Now, State Small Industrial Development Corporation, then NABARD. So this is all about the topics of this unit 10. Now let us discuss some questions. First question is element of entrepreneur competency according to theory of subject pertain to which of the following? Body of knowledge, set of skills, cluster of appropriate motive, trait, ability to prepare viable project, executive skill, materialization of group goal, ability to work in a group or enforce dynamic and motive employ, assisting priority to hierarchy of Maslow monarchy, need and non-monarchy needs. The answer for this question is body of knowledge, set of skill, cluster of appropriate motive, trait. Now, under the new norm of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise Development Act 2006, the criteria for investment limit in plant and machinery is 20 lakh for micro, and for small is 2.5 crore, and for medium is 5 crore. Now, entrepreneur judo strategy aim at which of the following? Filling holes left by other in industry, developing effectiveness in industry, mobilizing finance and effective use to reduce NPA, creating competitive environment in environmental SMS. So the answer is filling holes left by others in industry. Thank you. Keep watching, keep learning.